everyone, welcome to the channel and thank you for clicking on today's video. I'm Jules and we're going to go to the top 10 games in my collection that I'd love to put some serious time into. Now some of these games go back 30 years, there are multiple consoles. I thought I'd just choose it for a bit of variety. It gives me the excuse to play some of these games. So I've got 10 plus a few extras that I just wanted to show off. I'm just going to, and my aim is to spend a bit of time playing them throughout the video and just sort of maybe getting them into them a little bit. Then I can continue on in the future and just, get into them. So these are games that would take a serious amount of time, at least the majority of them, if they're RPGs or, action adventure games, Sims games, things like that. So what I want to do is go through each of the games individually, show you a bit of gameplay footage maybe, and yeah, we'll go through a few of the rooms. So yeah, hope you like today's video. And these are some of the games I walk past every day, or when I sit down before work going, I'd love to play that, I'd love to play that. And then, after a while I thought of, if I compile this list, at least for myself, to go back on and say, let's play this game, let's play that game. So these are on PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo, and also there's a few PC games in here as well. So yeah, thanks for clicking on the video, and I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoy what I've got to say today. Well, the first game we're going to get to today is Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. Had this game for a few months, picked it up in a big PC bundle, and always been a big fan of the Elder Scrolls run. I played 3, which is Morrowind, I'm assuming, and I played a lot of Skyrim as well. Probably trouble with Skyrim, it sort of come in with a time that I was heavily into World of Warcraft, so it was I played it a bit and then just sort of stopped it and just kept playing World of Warcraft because that was the game I was heavily into. Yeah, I put Oblivion on this morning, played a couple of hours, just got out through the sewers, the Emperor's passed me the amulet. Yeah, it just goes to show how long it can take just to do a little bit in the game. I can't imagine how much time you have to put into this game to really get into it heavily. So yeah, this is just, and it illustrates, how much time it's going to take. And I also wanted to put this on the big screen this morning. This is the PS3 version. I wanted to just sort of compare the graphics and, just because this is just a real simple old LCD monitor, I think. And the friggin' disc was scratched on that. And I was just like, are you, So all that time I've been waiting like 3 or 4 months to play this, and today, and it was the first game off the rank, and I was just so disappointed and frustrated. So I ended up ordering another one off eBay before, just for like $15. So that one come with the map and the manual. I think this one's just got the map in this version here. So yeah, this is Oblivion, one of the games I always walk past and go, I want to play. I've always been intrigued by it, and today we sort of kicked it off, and it just brings back memories of those graphics from back on the old. This is a Windows XP computer here, so this game was designed to play on Windows XP. So I thought I'd just try it on that old PC. It gives me an opportunity to play it, and with the old equipment that I've got. So yeah, there you go, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, the number one, the first game off the rank. The next game on the list is an old Amiga 500 game called Gods, by the Bitmap Brothers, one of my favourite software game developers back in that day. Pretty sure I completed this on the Amiga 500. The version you're seeing here is the emulated Super Nintendo version I've got that I play on RetroArch through my little USB controller here. But this isn't actually the version that I want to play. It is this remaster version that came out a few years ago. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued. And I just looked on the internet this morning about maybe if there was a way to play it with a joystick or a gamepad or something, and I saw that it was available on Switch, and I got so excited thinking, can I play this on Switch? But unfortunately it's also been discontinued there, so I'm a bit devastated. But yeah, it would take me a while to get to know the keyboard controls for this game, so I just do love the new remastered graphics and just to check it out. So yeah, Gods is an amazing sort of game and just brings back pure nostalgia for me. You can even change the graphic modes back to the old school by just pressing F10, so you can go back to that. So yeah, Gods was just one of those real classic games. Just good treasures, good puzzles. Things were sort of predictable, so you could time your sort of jumps and your shooting and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, no, it's a really sort of great game to play. And you can sort of see, see here just sort of some of the gameplay. as I try to do this with one hand. So yeah, this game here would be definitely one of the games that I would love to sort of play down the track. And you can see, yeah, so a really cool game. All right, that's the next game on the list. Thank you. We'll go on to the next one now. All right, we're back to the PC for the next game, which is, in this case, SimCity 4. Now, you first played SimCity back on the Amiga 500 back when I was a teenager, and I loved that game. I really did. It was something so good for me, just, you know, seeing the sky rises build up, residential, commercial, industrial areas, natural disasters, unhappy people, police, you know, things like that. And again, this sort of another game that really sort of concretes the sort of how much time you got to put into this. I've been playing this for a few hours this afternoon. This is like my third map. This is like the tutorial mare map actually. And I've put a few things in up here, and there's still nothing's happening. My population is still sitting down there at 42, and I don't know why things aren't sort of building. And a couple of maps before that, all my funds would run out, and so I did the tutorial sort of just to see, you know, how they would set out their map with, you know, parks behind the residential areas, and they're still saying their health and education they're not happy with that. But I've built these big schools and hospitals, so it's just funny anyway. So again, it just demonstrates how much time you got to put into some of these games to really, you know, to sort of to master them or get deep into them. So yeah, that's SimCity 4. Now, I also had this one years ago, which was SimCity. So this one's 2013, this one's 2003. So I remember getting this one back. I was so excited. I got it when it came out, I think, or very close to. And I had so much trouble with it, like with my Origin account. It cut me off after a while. I couldn't sign in, and I just remember being so infuriated that I was like, never buy an EA game again. That's how much I was so pissed off back then. And I tried to put it on again today, and it says, you know, the code's already been redeemed, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. So after sort of Googling with the top SimCity games, you know, I think the best one's like SimCity 3000, they say. SimCity 4 is up there like at number 4. So in a way, it probably was a good sort of, you know, good game to have. So I've been, yeah, playing a bit of that, and yeah, it's so funny. I just don't understand how it all works. You can sort of see here, you know, commercials down, residential's up here. Yeah, environment's fine, and so yeah, how much time are you going to put into these games to get stuck in them to really, you know, to really sort of master them? It's amazing. So anyway, so yeah, that's SimCity 4, and this is on the PC. All right, there's got to be a Mario game on the list, and we've got the GameCube going with Super Mario Sunshine. I did consider doing Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64, but I thought we'll give the GameCube a go. I don't have too many games for the GameCube, only 2 to be honest, and it hasn't had much gameplay. So I thought by giving this a bit of a run, yeah, we can get used to it, get used to the controls. They were a bit weird when I sort of started playing about half an hour ago. Got through the first section of the game. Obviously Mario's been accused of graffitiing the island, and now he's been given the task to clean it and get the sprites back on the island for some energy. So yeah, it's colourful, it's Mario, it's Nintendo. I think it's just a classic. I've only ever heard good things about this game also. A lot of people's favourite, so yeah, we've got to have some Mario on the list, and definitely some Mario in the rotation. So yeah, the next game on the list is Super Mario Sunshine on the GameCube. The next game on the list is the game that's on the screen behind me. It's for the original Xbox, and that game is Fable. So I know it's a revered title, people love it. I've only ever heard good things about it, so it was one of those games I've always wanted to play. And this morning I've started up and I've got through the first level, or just maybe just the introduction of it, when the boy's family gets slaughtered by the bandits. So now I'm on that second part after that. So I really enjoyed it. I think it's not as extreme as some of the Japanese role playing games that perhaps I'm not used to. I'm just used to sort of the simple style RPG. So yeah, I think I'll give this one another little bit more of a playthrough. Now the copy I first started was this best of classics. It says it's got more quests, more options, more choices and more weapons. But of course it was scratched and the Xbox didn't read it. Fortunately I did have a second copy, and that was just the original version of Fable, so that does work. So yeah, I'm really liking this game. I think it's one that I'll definitely sort of continue to play through. Actually might put on maybe do another little bit of a stint now. I've got another couple of games on this TV behind me that I'm going to going to showcase next, one on the GameCube and one on the Amiga 500 Mini. So yeah, for now, that's that one. That's Fable and the original Xbox. And I'm really happy to play the machine too. I haven't played it much, so yeah, really great to play the Xbox.
I've been here for a month. Had the room to myself till now too. But that's all right. You know you talk in your sleep. Sounded like a bad nightmare. Happens to a lot the first week. Some don't even last that long. You won't either if you don't get moving. The Guildmaster is waiting for us in the map room. You don't want to be late on your first day. Follow me.
And the next game is one of my favourite of all time, which is Cadaver. This was first released on the Amiga 500 and also on the Atari ST back in 1990. I think I bought this box set back in 1991. And this is probably one of my all-time favourite games. So this is Cadaver. You know, it was one of the original isometric action adventure games. You know, I just love it. And I've always held on to this game. It's just been really sort of close to me. If I can open the box, and you know, I've kept it. It's still got the manual, still got the disc in there as well, and even like the registration form that I've still got, and also the phone behind that. But most importantly, it contains a certificate. And on that, you put your name and also whatever the word is when you complete the game. So it's like one of my life goals is to complete this game. Always has been, even from back in the day. There's an expansion pack as well. I forget what it's called, but I think we'll just focus on this. My Amiga 500 the monitor blew up a few years ago. I've never really got it fixed, and I tried to play the game on WinUAE, which is an emulator, but I couldn't figure out how to save the game. So now I have the Amiga 500 Mini, and today I spent a bit of time learning the controls, figuring how to save the game. So, and funnily enough, you have to actually use gold in the game to save your sort of state, so to say. So you need 5 gold, and depending on how high level you are, the more gold it costs. So yeah, so I'm really happy with this. I did this a few times today trying to figure it out, and I'm so happy. So yeah, for me, Cadaver is just, I just love it. It's so cool. I just love that. So yeah, one of my favorite games of all time, Cadaver. I might put a little bit of footage here just to sort of so you can see it. It's old school as it comes. All right, the next two games are on handhelds. The first one here on the DS is Populous, an old classic of mine and a recent pickup, and I've really wanted to play the DS. I haven't put too much time into it, and I've had a few other pickups recently, so I want to do a big DS session soon. So I popped this game on this morning, done the tutorial, had a bit of a look at it. Again, it looks like another one of those games which is quite in-depth and quite complicated, and we'll see. So yeah, Populous from the days with the Amiga, always loved it, and with this new sort of version on the DS, I'm really excited to play it. Just love the vibrant colors of the DS. It's amazing, you know. Every time I turn it on, I get so excited to play it. So that's Populous on the DS, and the other handheld is Pokemon on the Game Boy. Now, this is the only Pokemon game that I own. I've never been into Pokemon, but I'm sort of fascinated about the Pokemon sort of thing. And the blue and the red were the first Pokemon games released outside the US, and I think yellow has the Pikachu Pokemon on it. And I played a little bit this morning, got my first Pokemon, which is the Charmander Pokemon, gone out. So yeah, I really love to play some Pokemon. I'm sort of excited to maybe start a bit of a journey on it now that I sort of got started. Better late than never. It is one of the world's biggest video game properties, basically. So yeah, it was real good fun playing some Pokemon, and really thrilled to get onto the Game Boy. You know, one of my favorites, and it's been sitting there for a while. So yeah, this is what this weekend's have been about. It's just playing some games that you've thought about for a while. So that's Pokemon Blue on the Game Boy and Populous on the DS. The next game is a PS4 game, and that's Riot Civil Unrest. I saw this on someone else's YouTube channel, and it automatically I was like, I've got to have that. It's got really old retro style sprites, and just the gameplay looks really interesting. Just sort of says disperse the crowds or stop the police using real crowd control strategies. Play the story-driven campaign set in Italy, Greece, Spain and Egypt, and yeah, unlock different maps based on real events from all over the world. So yeah, this game looks really cool. I've been having it on the radar for a long time to play. So what we'll do, I'll just show you a bit of the tutorial, and then yeah, that'll sort of give you an idea of what it looks like, and maybe you can pick it up yourself. The next game on the list is Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It has to be on the list. I've started playing it, although I haven't played it as much as I'd liked. I did get into it, and then all of a sudden I started playing another game on the PS5, and Zelda sort of haven't been played for the last couple of weeks, but I've only ever heard everyone say it's one of the greatest games of the year, possibly one of the best Zelda games of all time. So yeah, I really want to play it. I absolutely love the Switch. You know, when I got it, I still think it's one of my favourite consoles. It's the most beautiful machine. So yeah, just love the Switch, and yeah, we're sort of holding this one ready to go. Put some effort into Tears of the Kingdom, and yeah, one day I will. And yeah, it looks beautiful on the screen. You know, I've got the Pro controller to go with it, so I can sort of play around and yeah, explore an open world. This will be the first Zelda game I've ever played, really. So yeah, it's incredible. Beautiful graphics, yeah, so it's really good. So yeah, to play some Zelda on the big screen, it looks amazing, and even on the little Switch, it also looks incredible as well. So lots to sort of do, lots to discover, lots to learn. Yeah, we've got plenty to do. Come on, buddy, let's go here. I think these guys used to, yeah. Anyway, there we go. That's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. All right, the next game on the list is, and the last two games on the list is Grand Theft Auto 3 on the PS2. Now, I've never played a Grand Theft Auto game. Always wanted to. Never got around to it. And as I said, this is a list of games I'd love to put some time into, and Grand Theft Auto 3, which is my earliest Grand Theft Auto title, is one of those. And yeah, today I'm probably not going to get time to do any gameplay footage, as I've running out of time to compile this video, but I just sort of put the introduction and sort of have the boot up sort of sequence on the TV to my right here. And yeah, everybody's one of the classic games, and out of all the sort of properties and franchises out there, I think there's a Grand Theft Auto 6 in the works, and to come out in the next couple of years, so it'll be a huge title. So yeah, hopefully I can sort of put some time into that before the next one comes out. I think I'd probably start on that. It'd be amazing to play the latest one on like the PS5 or whatever platform it comes on at the time. So anyway, yeah. She's an ambitious girl. And you're just small time. That's Grand Theft Auto 3. And the game behind me is a legendary game. Music will be famous. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time on the Nintendo 64. I've had this since it came out back in 1998, 2000. It might have been a bit later when I got it, maybe the year 1999 maybe, but I've never played it. I played GoldenEye mostly on the Nintendo 64, and then all of a sudden the PS1 come out, Dreamcast, and then some other, and I got into online MMOGs online, so Zelda sort of got left behind, and I've always had it. And one day, especially after getting into Tears of the Kingdom and sort of getting more into video games overall, Zelda's just that huge franchise. It's so famous, everyone loves it, and even I'm beginning to sort of get really enthralled in the Zelda series. So for me, I think Ocarina of Time is one of those games where it's almost like a must play. That's all there is to it. The music is famous, the game is famous. And even then I'd like to get onto Majora's Mask on the 64 as well, and we'll sort of go from there. So yeah, the final game on sort of the list, so to say, is The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, the Nintendo 64. Beautiful. Well, the next game is an overflow of my top 10, and it has to be a sports game. So it's a Madden. I think this is a Madden 11 maybe, and whether it's basketball, soccer, rugby league, I just love to play a season, and I've always wanted to play an NFL game all the way through. Even back in the days in the League of 500, when it was like TV sports football on the Dreamcast, I forgot what the title is called, but yeah, for me, this game, I want to play the season through. Yeah, I don't know too much about the rules of NFL. I did watch it when I was really young, like maybe 15, 16. I used to love the Bengals. And over the years, I just love all the franchises, whether who's ever's, going well, the players, the quarterbacks, the Bills, the tailgates in the car parks, whatever you call it over there. But for me, I love to just play a season of NFL, and Yeah, this is Madden. Yeah, let's get onto it, man. Let's check it out.
He throws left. It's there for the catch. Tackle is made by Day. And this receiver just loves it when the defense is in man and cover.
Yeah, there's no better feeling than when you're coming off the ball and you know it's just you and the guy across from you. That's just good old-fashioned football. But you also know typically when you get man coverage, your quarterback is under pressure.
Jacobs on the run. So another third down upcoming for the offense. Passes the ball. Touchdown Giants. The Giants get on the board first.
That's the kind of pitch and catch you just love to see in the NFL. And the difference is these quarterbacks' ability to zip it into little tight spaces, and these receivers don't miss.
Well, I was going to redo the intro, not knowing what I was going to get into, so I didn't. We'll leave it how it was. It was an interesting last couple of days, probably 2.5 days worth of just playing, videoing, enjoying what I had. I had a great time. It was a real blast. You know, the time went too fast. It was, you know, we should have more time to spend playing the games. The only game I had trouble with was probably this Mario Sunshine. I wasn't used to the GameCube controls. I kept spinning around. In the end, it sort of made me feel a bit sick, especially trying to squirt the water. And I didn't have the memory card ready to go, so we have to start that game again, which is fine. At least I know what I'm in for now, and I can sort of play it with a bit more relaxed instead of trying to, you know, get through it just to sort of get to the next video. So one other problem I came into was a lot of the discs were scratched and wouldn't play. Fable, Oblivion, even the Madden game was a bit sort of temperamental when I put it into the machine. So one thing I've sort of seen is that buying secondhand games or, you know, old games on the CDs, they might not play. So maybe I need to invest in a disc cleaner. Need to look at that as well. But yeah, things like Pokemon, you know, Riot, Cadaver, I'm so happy to get those on and started out Oblivion. Again, it was a list of games I've walked past for so long, and I'm ashamed I had to rush Grand Theft Auto and Ocarina of Time at the end. So yeah, we'll get to them another day, and hopefully we can update. I can update you on, you know, on how I enjoy the games, and this can be a volume 1. There's still a few games I had to sort of admit. There was one I really wanted to get into, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's sort of in the afternoon now, the last day, and that's it. I haven't even played any of my Brisbane pickups. I got them a week and a half ago or so, and there's some really fantastic games. I want to do a pickup videos of those. There's also, we had a giant Glenray garage sale over the weekend. It's once a year, so I did pick up a few items, not much, but we'll show it up. I did get a lead, so I'm still waiting to hear back from this lead that I got. She gave me a card, and hopefully I'll get some more video games off her. And that's it. I really hope you enjoyed watching the video as I did making it, and hopefully it also maybe got a few games in your own little minds to pick up for yourselves. So yeah, some of that nostalgic nerve endings, as Ren and Snippy would say. So yeah, thanks again. Subscribe to the channel if you like it. We're going to keep going. We've got plenty to get through. There's a few ideas. I know the videos sort of come up slow, but it's all fun. Until next time, have fun playing your video games.